Good news, we've got insulation. Bad news, we didn't get everything done that we needed to get done before the insulation installers got here. All right, well, the insulation is complete. They finished that today, and I didn't really get to see them in action and how all this was done and film it actually for this video, but I did notice a few things here that are of interest. One, they first came in and they caulked between every single one of these studs on the floor, along the floor plate and the concrete, all the way around. Every little gap they could on these exterior walls, they caulked. They also used some foam. They injected foam all the way around every single door, every single window is foamed all the way around. Just really sealing this tight. They also foamed every corner. There's this orange foam all the way through here, and they did that all the way up. Yeah, all the way up. So really tight. Hopefully very energy efficient. And so they blew in all of this insulation here, which is, it's packed in tight. And there was the hose and there was water and they sprayed it on, they rolled something from what I can tell. I got a couple little clips here and there, but I really didn't capture exactly how they did all this. And that's packed in there really well. And it's holding. And once it all dried, because this was wet when it first was put on, but it's all dried now and holding nice and tight. Then they'd used all of this batt insulation for, this is more on the interior walls for soundproofing and fire barrier. So now that it's all insulated, it closed it off a lot, so you kind of get the dimensions of the house a little bit better, closing in the rooms, but also the sound. The sound is just quiet. It's so quiet and deadening, and then it's also dark. So like in this bathroom downstairs, there's no light, right? Except for that what's coming through the windows out there, but it is just dark. So I've got to bring extra lights in now to work in here. So yeah, super, super interesting just how it feels more comfortable, homey, right? Before all this insulation was in, it just was like echoey and hollow, just didn't sound very solid. It was weird. Now it just feels like this is just a solid house, and that sound is just so deafening, quiet, weird. I don't know, but in a good way, You know, we saw us working on the niche right here for the shower. We're in the downstairs bathroom right now. So luckily we got all that done before they came in and installed the insulation. What I got to do now is this furring right here. So, you know, the plumber had furred this wall out here because the plumbing down in the concrete wasn't perfectly lined up in the wall. And so he furred this out, but he didn't go all the way up. He only went partial way on all of these 2x4s here. So I've got to fur this all the way up to the ceiling, across the ceiling, and then over to this 2x4 I put in right here that's offset out a bit with that wall. Now, the other thing I need to do is put another 2x4 here, or some piece of wood here that's flush with this wall for the drywall to butt up against to and screw in. And also, I'll probably use it for blocking for like a towel hook or something like that right there. So I guess I'll measure this out. I think it's about a 1/2 inch, but I'll measure it and we'll go rip some wood down and fur this out. Okay, now we've got a little bit of electrical work we need to do, starting with this closet right here, an issue in this closet that we have. This closet was originally intended to be a linen closet. It's right outside the master bedroom entrance and next to the great room, so it was just going to be a linen or storage closet. But that has changed since there's all of this plumbing that's in this closet right now. This plumbing is all for our tankless water heater. And originally our tankless water heater was supposed to be in the closet right above this on the second floor, but that's where the HVAC furnace unit was put because they changed the plans, or that's just where it worked out best instead of up in the attic. So they put that up there. That means the tankless water heater had to move down here. The problem we have is there's a light in the closet, obviously a light so we can see in here, and there is a light switch right there. And that light switch is right behind where the tankless water heater is going to go. So that doesn't work. And that's because the electricians were here first, and they wired everything up as the floor plans had laid it all out, what was going to be where. And so, that's just the way it is. So I just got to move this now just over here. I think there is enough slack in all of this wire here above that I'll just punch a hole or drill a hole through that stud there, bring it over to this side, and bring it in closer to the inside of this door frame here. I think that'll be fine. I mean, it's just a light switch for the light in this closet. All right, before I do anything, I just pulled all of these wires out. They were all curled up in there just to see what's going on in there, because I'm gonna have to redo this exactly as that is. So I'm gonna take a picture of this so I know exactly how this is wired, because I'm gonna have to pull all that out of the box, move the box over here, and rewire all that through that box and reconnect it all. So I wanna make sure I get that exactly right. I'm also gonna mark which Romex is which. I'm just gonna put an R on this one for right, and then the other two on the left. That way I know which wire to wire. Make sure I do it all right. Okay, so this one is going to the light there. Just identifying this one through here. It's definitely the one that's on the right side of that box. So the one I marked. So that single one on that right side. So when I pull that out, I know that one's for the light switch. Right here. That's this one. So I'm gonna pull this totally out. I'll pop these two out of here. Remove this box. All right, the wire coming from the right side is not gonna be a big deal because I'm coming shorter than that, so the wire will be longer down in there. The one that concerns me is this one coming in from the left. There seems to be a bit of slack there, but I'm gonna extend that over here and down to that switch. So I'm just hoping that's not gonna be short, but we'll see. I'm gonna pull these up out of here. Okay, now I'm gonna drill a new hole somewhere over in here. Okay, now I just need to refeed all these wires back in. Okay, I think that's, well, no, I know that that's all rewired back exactly as it was before. And so now I'll just tuck all this back in there and we're good to go. Move on to the next one. Okay, now we're upstairs. This is the closet right above the closet we were just working in. This is the closet that the tankless water heater is supposed to be in, but now you can see there is a furnace here. So the electricians had wired a receptacle in the wall here, as you can see from the back side here, because there's no drywall yet, right there. So that obviously is going to have to move. That is doing no good right there, and there's no way I can even put a plate on it to even cover it up and make that kind of just a dead connection there. So we're going to remove that, and then I'm going to drop that down below. There's enough wire there to bring that down into that cavity right in there, down through the wall, and put a high outlet up in the top of that closet for that tankless water heater if power is needed for the pump or whatever. And then I'm going to actually drop another line down to the bottom of that closet down there, so we have another outlet towards the floor in case we want to charge like a robotic vacuum or whatever kind of cleaning devices that need charging. So let's get to it. This one should be fairly straightforward. It's just one wire, and I should be able to just move this really quickly here. Lots of excess wire there, which is good. All right. So now what I'm going to do is drill a hole through this top plate, probably right about there, all the way through, come behind these boards here into the cavity of the wall right here. So right up through here, down, and I'll probably mount it right up here, right in the middle of that closet, up high, and then I'll drop another line down for another outlet down there. All right, good to go. On to the next thing, which is actually extending this down for that outlet down there. I totally forgot about that. So this is what wire I've got left here. All right, one other little issue I noticed is back in here, this is the fireplace, and there's a hole right here. And this is a return air vent from over here for the fireplace, specifically for the fireplace. So this will suck air out of the house and into there, over here, and in. There was also outdoor air, fresh air coming in, but this is from in the house. And this is probably no big deal because it is just, you know, a return air, but I'm going to seal this off. I think the HVAC guy who installed all of this must have nicked it when he was working back here. So no big deal. I'm just going to throw some tape on this, some foil tape, and fix it. All right, good to go. I had the electricians run a lot of Cat 6 cable to pretty much every room in the house where we're gonna have like a smart device that needs to connect to the internet, including out to the back deck where I want a TV out in our outdoor living area. So that's run out there. Now, the reason is I don't want so many devices connected to our Wi-Fi, especially when we have a lot of visitors, like when we have a lot of family over all at the same time, and they all have a smartphone and a tablet and a laptop, and they're all, hitting my Wi-Fi along with, my printer and all of our computers and all of our devices that we've got going, Apple TVs and Rokus or whatever it may be. It's just a lot of devices. If you look at my Wi-Fi list now of everything that's connected, it's a long list. I'm like, what are all these things? So that's the reason I want to, hardline as much as I can throughout the house. Now, a friend of mine watched our last video where Kristen and I were talking about this panel right here and all this wire. Kristen was asking me, what is this for? And I explained to her it was Cat 6 for internet and blah, blah, blah. So a friend of mine had asked me, hey, did you run Cat 6 to like the four corners of your house for power over Ethernet type security cameras? I was like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. How did I not think about that? With all the planning I've done, I didn't think about that. So that's a mistake on my part. Thank you, Todd, for bringing that to my attention. So we're going to do something about that now. The electricians did actually install Cat 6 cable out here, just outside the front door here for a smart camera doorbell. That's nice. So that's already there. Now, I think what I want to do is looking out off our front porch, down our driveway, our road here, and the Barndominium over there, and this direction over here. So I think what I want to do is put a camera up on that corner, right up in there, right there. I think just right outside that window there, because then I'll get a good view all the way out around there, all the way, pretty much to over there. I'll be able to see a lot from that viewpoint. I don't necessarily need to put them on every single corner, because on the back side of the house, this slopes down and it's all, heavily wooded down there. And there's nothing down there. I mean, if someone's coming up to the woods, I think I got bigger problems that we'll deal with in a different way. So over here, I think looking at the different corners of the house where I was thinking about security, it dawned on me today as I was thinking about this, that this is our parking area on this side. This is going to be gravel, road that will tie into here and parking. And on this side of the house over here, I've got nothing. There's nothing up here. There's going to be our steps that are going to go up the back side here, up onto the porch, because there'll be a railing around that side there. There'll be steps that go up right there and onto the porch. There's also going to be steps back up here, up to the back deck, and right there. So what's missing here that I completely missed, everybody missed, the architect, the electricians, because the architect did all of my lighting plan, both interior and exterior. And what we totally missed is probably because there's not a garage and wasn't known really what side parking is, I guess, is that I have no light out here, no like floodlight to light up this parking area and the entrance onto our front porch and back deck. So that's a problem. So I need to wire power up there for that floodlight and also the Cat 6 Ethernet cable for a camera. So I can put some kind of smart device up there on the floodlight, motion detected and all that. So yeah, that's something I could do now. All right, I'm inside now, upstairs, just inside that window we were just looking at. And this is a bathroom. This is where the tub shower is. And that corner is right up there. So that's where I want to put that camera, on the outside. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to punch a hole in this wall and up through that top plate and out through the attic. And I can run that new Cat 6 cable across the attic there. One of the problems I have is that the insulators have already come and blown in all this insulation. It's not bad insulation. I could just peel down, punch my hole, run my cable, and put the insulation back. This will start falling down and being a big mess as soon as I start messing with that up there. So that sucks. It's always better to do it before insulation. But at least I'm before drywall. Now I'm up in the attic and check this out. So the electricians actually ran some Cat 6 cable up here. I'm not sure exactly why. There's all these, looks like receptacles for some outlets for power here and the light and all that. Maybe one's a switch for the light. But there's this Cat 6. Now our furnace is right here. I don't think you ran it up for the furnace. I don't think there's any connection for a smart furnace there. So I think this just might be up here just in case I wanted to put my router and my Wi-Fi up here to get the maximum, height out of it. So it's not where I'm going to put it. So this is great. I don't have to run new Cat 6 all the way back to that junction box down there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this and run this back over to that corner over there. Now it looks like it might be a little short. That's okay. I can splice it together with a smaller piece and feed it down to that corner. So I'm gonna go down there, drill that hole in that top plate and out the wall, and we'll splice this thing together. Okay, I think I'm ready to drill this hole, but it always makes me nervous drilling a hole through a pretty good wall, especially the exterior wall here. I've done my measurements like 5 times where I kind of want this thing, but it still makes me nervous. But let's give it a go. So about right here, I need to be below the soffit, which the soffit runs just right about here. And in the center of that batten, there's one running right about where this 2x4 is, and then there's one on the corner. So I think I'm gonna just drill right through here. Well, that was easy. Okay, I think that's good. All right, you can see light. So, not too bad, not too much of a mess there. I'm able to keep most of that in there. So now I gotta drill up through the 2 top plates and that brace up there. I don't need to go too far deep in there. So I'm gonna stay right here and go up. Okay, now just embed that just into the insulation there. We should be good to go. Nice. Okay, that worked. That worked. Actually, not too bad. All right, so I've run my Cat 6 cable all the way to my corner out there for that security camera. And so now what I need to do is splice it with this other Cat 6 cable that's coming from the main box over there that was already up here in the attic. And in order to do that properly, I need to use this inline coupler junction box for the Cat 6 cable here. What this does is allows you to lay both cables down and string each individual colored wire into its corresponding notch. It's all color coded here, and then use a punch down tool to punch that in and cut these ends off. What I've done is ordered these already in the order that they're gonna kind of lay in there. That should make it easier to kind of position them all. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this in, get most of them over as I can, and then use my punch down tool. There. Now we just need to do the other side. So this tool, I mean, it wasn't really much money on Amazon. Neither was this little junction box thing. I think just a few bucks, you know, $8, $10, something like that, on Amazon. There's links down below if you're interested. So it's not too bad. Okay, so that's it. We'll trim this up. Put this back on here. That should be good. All right, now for my floodlight security camera over the parking area over on that side of the house over there. So what I got to do is I got to start with a cable, a new Cat 6 cable up to that box up there, down the wall, through those floor trusses there where it's still open and I have access to for maybe a little bit longer. Hopefully they'll start installing drywall tomorrow. And then run that through here. But then I hit this area where it's already insulated up in the ceiling of an attic space. And so I can still get up in there and work above that insulation. So we're going to come through here, run it all the way to this outside wall, up to the peak in the attic there, and out the wall. All right, that should be fun. Okay, done with that side. Now we gotta do the other side. I got a little opening right here. And I'm gonna stuff this through and try to reach it from the other side. And what this is right here, this truss here is double truss. This is where the upstairs exterior wall is for the bedroom upstairs. So then this space beyond here is just all attic over the service area of the lower floor. There we go. There's my cable right there. Okay, so what I need to do is string this all the way over there. That's where I'm going to put that light, right on the outside there. I think I need to get some kind of planking up here to crawl across. There, I might actually tack this up to the ceiling so it's out of the way. And we'll put that light right through there. All right, ready? We're done. Fine, we're done with all these shower niches and the odds and ends that we need to take care of before the installation in drywall was done, because it would be much more difficult to do after the fact. So glad that's done. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And until next time, what you gotta do?
Keep living the dream.
Yes, keep living the dream. See you next time. And then just put all this insulation back up in there. Oh. I knew that was gonna happen.